It's off and underway, it would seem, kicking from right to left, and Szoboszlai goes for as near to the corner flag as he can do. They say football is changing all the time and new tactics come in. That is not a new tactic. They used to do that all the time in football back in the day.
I saw Wimbledon do that every time they kicked off. Vinnie Jones would stick that in the touchline. It's just so funny, you just wouldn't have seen that, what, 2-3 years ago. That would be really frowned upon. But this season, it's very much the theme of the Premier League.
Here's O'Reilly at the heart of midfield, busy in there. Bernardo Silva, question marks about his future at Manchester City. It's a transitional era for them. Haaland chasing down on Mamardashvili, who gets it away. Ekitike, it'd be interesting to see how he gets on. He went off against Brighton with a dead leg early on, proved his fitness though in the French games against Brazil. He scored in that one and against Colombia. Here's Doku. So many changes for Manchester City, players coming and going, drifting in and out of their side. As I said, only 4 of these starters started at Wembley in May. Here's Doku. He was one of them.
Well, what a start from Nico O'Reilly. Couple of lovely little passes, such a clever player. He just draws Liverpool players towards him, waits to offload it, and then all of a sudden there's a little opening for Doku. Good early shot, lots of Liverpool bodies along that line, never really threatening the goal, but early sign of intent from Manchester City.
Mamardashvili playing his 13th game of the season. Regular in the cup this campaign, in the cups I should say. Guardiola up in the stands. He will be in constant communication though with Pep Lijnders down there, is number 2 in the dugout. Liverpool trying to slow the tempo down now.
Yeah, I think so. I think when certainly away from home against a team that, let's face it, City are probably the most confident team that you could play against at the moment after that cup final win, and their recent form's been very strong.
Strength from Gomez there. It's to Salah. Here's Ekitike now. Look at Manchester City, 5 protected by 3 there.
That's superb, wasn't it? The way those blue shirts got back in, really smothered Ekitike, gave him no space whatsoever.
Publicly, Guardiola will tell you Manchester City are still in the title chase, but he wants this FA Cup, he really does. Clever play by Wirtz to Ekitike, decent take. Kerkez is on the outside. Back it comes then to Wirtz. Misjudged the shot straight to the goalkeeper. Have they really worked out where to play and how to play Wirtz?
I don't think so. I don't think that area of Liverpool's game has been particularly firing well all season. Has been a problem. Getting that balance is so key, isn't it? It's not always the best players, is it? It's just what jobs people can do well. I think if they all come together, you get the best team. At the moment, Liverpool struggling to find that form.
I remember seeing Wirtz when he was in his Bayer Leverkusen pomp. He's only 22, by the way, as Jones has fouled here, scoring after 7 seconds against France. It was their fastest ever goal. He flew as a Bayer Leverkusen player. He was brilliant as a youngster. But maybe the weight of £160 million transfer fee is
maybe. But watching him there, why wouldn't you want to buy him? You would, wouldn't you? I mean, you can't question the signing that Liverpool made at all.
Szoboszlai, wonderful season. Van Dijk is at Gomez, possibly the World Cup place to play for now he's fit. Szoboszlai with that free kick in, and it's a twisting header from Konate, easily set.
I think Van Dijk was offside behind him, so had it gone all the way through, I think we would have seen the flag.
Konate, that contract issue hasn't been resolved. And trots back as well. He's had his anxious moments this season. He still galvanises the side as a dressing room leader. I think it's fair to say Virgil van Dijk at 34 isn't the man he was when he was 26, mind you. None of us are, man.
I don't know, JP, you're doing a pretty good job yourself.
Here's Kuzinov. He's sparkled of late in this inconsistent Manchester City season. Now O'Reilly. Doku. Silva making the run to the left corner of the penalty area. He tried to force the ball into him. But the Rodri situation, seeing there on that far touch, that's interesting, isn't it?
In what sense?
Because he said this week Real Madrid's on his radar.
Yeah.
And then perhaps they know there's a lot more to come from him at Manchester City.
Yeah. Well, it's been a season of him finding his feet again, really, hasn't it? I mean, the injury that he suffered, and then the return kind of mishaps that happened along the way, he's really found it hard to get in the rhythm. I think that always makes you feel a little bit more unsettled, doesn't it?
Here's Semenyo. He really has done well since joining Manchester City. Now Jones, cleared away by Van Dijk, under pressure, headed forward by Nunez. He wasn't signed as a right back, but he's settled into there. Cherky goes for the percentage cross and forces the first corner of the day.
I'll tell you, Manchester City have got an edge about them out of possession. They really have. When Liverpool win the ball, the work rate of Pep Guardiola's team is absolutely superb. They get after the ball and apply the pressure. I think Liverpool are going to really struggle to play out from their own half. Certainly when that ball turns over, City are getting right after it.
He loves this competition, Pep Guardiola. As I said, they're looking for a 7th semi-final in a row. He's won it twice amongst his 38 major trophies in his last 18 years as a coach around Europe. A hush in the crowd, and gathered in there by Georgi Mamadashvili. Disappointing corner in the end. Gomez on the outside looking in for England at the moment, but he can play centre-back or right-back. What do you think?
Well, I don't know if he's played enough, but you could say that about a lot of England players, couldn't you? Stones, another player, love him as a player, but has he played enough football to go and be at his best in the World Cup? I mean, that is the question.
4 league starts this season, John Stones. Hasn't started since October.
Not a lot.
This is a strong one from Gravenberch. He's got Ekitike to his left-hand side, pops it back looking for Szoboszlai. Little set up to Wirtz. Very open the first 7 minutes. Doku has a run. You have a go, we'll have a go. Dispossessed. Gravenberch. There's Van Dijk. Szoboszlai. Jones. Back to it. Gets there. Too strong for Bernardo Silva. Opens things up. Gomez drove it in. Stabbed out by Guehi. Szoboszlai with an attempt. Won't come to Kerkez. He scraped it back to Konate. Manchester City. Look at the sky blue shirts back there.
Yeah, the work rate out of possession cannot be questioned. It was the same in the Carabao Cup final against Arsenal. They found it very difficult to play against this Manchester City team, and they've started in a similar fashion today.
I'm not too sure whether Pep Guardiola will thank me for this, but it's very much a Diego Simeone classic Atletico Madrid defensive formation from their great days, plugging gaps. 4 and 5.
But this is what you want to see from your team at this stage of the season, isn't it? If you've got the energy to play like this out of possession, shows you're in a good headspace as a team and as a group. And with what's at stake here for City, like I say, the Premier League's still in touch, isn't it?
Liverpool so inconsistent, really. But then they'll point the fact they've only lost 5 of their last 28 games in all. 4 of their last 14 away from home. Manchester City so strong here. That's a record they've equalled in the Cup with 17 home wins in a row in the competition. It was previously held by Clapham Rovers. If you go back to the history of this competition, Wanderers and Royal Engineers, some great names in there. Queen's Park, Scottish team, they played in the FA Cup. Most glamorous and oldest competition of them all. Standing room only in those upper tiers. Liverpool can bring here a greater number of supporters to the Etihad for an FA Cup game. They get a bigger percentage.
I like that. I think that's a good part of the FA Cup, that, for me. Having more away fans in the stadium always makes for a better atmosphere.
I guess you can see it this stage of the competition, this late in a gruelingly competitive season, the wisdom of getting rid of replays.
Yeah.
But from round 3, round 4, should there be replays for the little teams to benefit?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just think the bigger teams is so crammed with fixtures, isn't it? It makes it very difficult for that to happen.
Here's Ekitike. Wirtz again with a run back to Ekitike.
Nice play. Good understanding, slick movement. I like the run from Ekitike here as he just pops it inside, then goes around the outside. Lovely little reverse ball. Look at the vision there from Wirtz. Talk about understanding and awareness of your teammates.
Criticism of him when he went off at Brighton with a dead leg, but only the player would know. And if your dead leg's a really bad injury to have.
Honestly, if you get back up and you then can't sprint or run around properly, then you've got a decision to make, haven't you? And you either try and hobble it on, or you might take yourself off. But I mean, I don't like to judge. I know we can and say, well, you know, it should be more than that to have to go off, but you never know.
Cherki looks for Haaland, and Black just stabbed it out. Here's O'Reilly. He's tucked into a more central role in the Pep Guardiola style for his full-backs. Led that style, one of the transformations of English club football, brought in by Pep Guardiola. Doku. Almost was very tight and tigerish. That's a foul. O'Reilly and Salazar.
It'll be a good test for Joe Gomez out there this afternoon. Not an easy customer, Doku. He's changed the direction, his low centre of gravity is hard to match, so this will be a good indicator of where Joe Gomez is at the moment.
Last team to beat Liverpool 3 times in a single season was West Ham back in 2016, but that's what Manchester City are trying to do, having beaten them here in the league 3-0 and at Anfield 2-1. He was there first, and again. And he's still up there, Gabe, but Rodri now plays cushions. Here's Nunes. Semenya.
It's interesting seeing Kirkez and Semenya together, isn't it? They know each other well from their Bournemouth days.
Okay, Bernardo Silva. Haaland to pressurise Konate, who got it away.
He didn't want to take a chance there, did he? Didn't want to take a touch and try and be too clever when he's breathing down your neck.
All 3 of their FA Cup ties so far, Konate. In 2022. County shootout success that year is Rodri, Kusanov. Liverpool playing with a more sort of orthodox 2 deep line midfielders, then the supporting line of 3 today. Nunes with the shot.
Why not? Got the space to get forward, hit one. That's an interesting kick.
That's direct and looking for Salah, and he's got him behind here, Mo Salah, and he just delayed a fraction too long, and that allowed Abdelkader Kusanov to get the challenge in.
Wow. I mean, that for me is just a little indicator of where Mo Salah is a little bit off the pace this season. This would be in the back of the net ordinarily. I mean, they just caught cold, City, wrong position. He just eased his cushion off. That touch there from Salah is really loose for me. He just doesn't sort his feet out. The awareness, the decision-making isn't sharp from him at all. I don't know why he's had the touch wider onto his left, but that touch should be inside the pitch for me. Takes the ball away from the defender and opens the goal up. It's a real missed opportunity there for Liverpool.
Frustrated with himself. It's a throw-in. Held in long. Trafford comes for it. Out it goes then by Ryan Cherki.
That's there where that anticipation needs to be. You've got Jones and another play on the edge of the box. You've got to be reading that little knockdown there, right in that area where Cherki was.
Ekitike to Viet, some good football being played. Van Dijk and Jones opens things up. And Gomez again. He's willingly got forward to support on that right side.
It's a pretty good start to the game, isn't it? You never know after an international break like this. At this stage of the season, start of the game could be poor, but it's been pretty good so far.
Rodri, good of an outplay. Here's O'Reilly. I think he will be on the plane with England to the World Cup finals. Gay is a shoo-in for the squad. Rodri will be there, I would imagine, with Spain, who are many people's favourites. Is Haaland for a Norwegian side that could well surprise a lot of people.
They're a dark horse of the tournament, maybe?
Yeah. I think they'll go deep. Here's Bernardo Silva. Oh, lovely run into Cherki. Just slipped away from him. Just slipped away from him.
Oh, the reaction says it all. What a spot that is from Bernardo Silva.
Really open, isn't it? Fantastic opening 16 minutes to the cup tie. Here's Salah. Szoboszlai thinks he was obstructed off the ball, and that's a goal kick.
Well, he signals to his mate here, Cherki. He acknowledges the quality of this ball. And surprisingly, with the technician that he is, for that first touch to be as loose as that really does surprise me. He takes it with the outside of his left boot, which maybe is the reason why it's just a loose touch, but he was in.
Genuine two-footed player as well.
Yeah.
Cherki, saw a lot of him covering French football when he first came through at Lyon. He'd had really terrific days, and then he totally disappeared from matches. And he's learned the need, especially under Pep Guardiola, for more consistency. Here's Haaland, buccaneering his way through like a bulldozer. Cherki dropped his shoulder, went to play it wide. Was there a foul there? Referee's thinking about it. Semenyo. They will be speaking into the ear here of Michael Oliver.
Cherki's making a huge appeal. It didn't look too bad from what I've seen. Let's have a little closer look. Little shimmy there. Well, I think there's initial contact when Kerkez steps in there to win the ball, and then the follow-through of that is a little bit secondary for me. I think that tackle's okay.
In the stands, he thinks it's a penalty. Nothing was given.
No.
I think he almost hooked his own foot onto the defender, didn't he?
I think Kerkez is there making the tackle. He makes that initial tackle with his left foot. The ball pops out the other side, and then he goes over that outstretched leg of Cherki. I think that's all one tackle in my view.
And you're seeing the replay behind him.
It's what it's like to be a supporter in the stands, eh?
Here's Kushyanov, only 22. He is really bright future ahead. He's learnt a lot this season. Silva under pressure.
I think I think if Michael Oliver gives that on field, then fair dues. But there's not enough in that for an overturn. You know, Man City appealing. You're never going to look at that as a clear and obvious error, in my view.
Paul Tierney is the VAR. No, Paul Howard is the VAR. I beg your pardon. Today, Paul Tierney's the fourth. Bernardo Silva, impishly brilliant for Manchester City over the years. 9 years he's been at the club this coming summer, and this is his 450th game. O'Reilly, part of that brilliant Monaco side when they won the French League, but he played wide right that season all those years ago. Here's Doku.
I remember him playing that position when he came in as well. He was very much seen as that. I mean, what a player.
So gifted, isn't he, Rodri?
They've had a couple of good Silvers, haven't they, over the last few years? It's hard to split the two of them, isn't it?
David Silva was some player.
Wasn't he? But he's up there, isn't he? You can't say that his legacy won't be as strong as his when he leaves.
Semenyo. Which was with him. been lucky enough to meet him on 2 or 3 occasions. Antoine Semenyo, he's a really good guy, really deserving footballer. Very humble, well, very humble, I should say. Here's a corner kick then to Manchester City. Pep Guardiola keeps them humble, by the way. In comes the corner, headed away by Ekitike. 20 minutes have flown by. Pushing off. Rodri under a bit of pressure, misplaced it. Here's Szoboszlai. Vitz was available, but he couldn't see him in a Gravenberch. He might try and angle it wide. Goes right though. Gomez. Might be the day that Joe Gomez gets his goal. Never scored in 290 games. Should have played a lot more really by his age. He's 28, he's been so cruelly hit by injuries. He's still available on that far side. Free kick in for the challenge on Jones.
And it's kind of the injuries and then coming into the team, and then you're kind of pushed out to the right back position to accommodate. He's never really nailed that starting position down. I mean, he had a really good spell just before that injury, didn't he? Since then it's been difficult for Gomez.
Just glanced out there by Rodri. Slot talking to Sipka Hulshov, assistant. So on the touchline there, barking out instructions, Kola Touré, who was a league champion as a Manchester City player. Headed away by Nunes. Cherki leading the press there. Kirkes had to sweep it out quickly. It's a Manchester City throw. Midway through the half, 0-0.
Yeah, tough to split the two teams at the moment. I think City probably look the stronger and more dominant. They'd be favourites in this game at home. That chance for Mo Salah was a massive chance for Liverpool. Needed to do better there.
Oh, that's given away by Nunes. Quickly onto it is Jones, Ekitike. Strong challenge on him again by Kuzanov, and now it's Manchester City's chance to break. Doku, was he impeded there by Gravenberch? Referee says yes, and that's a yellow.
Well, Michael Oliver right on top of the action there. Shake of the head from Gravenberch, but I don't think you can deny the fact he's stopped the progress there. It's the right arm that goes round Doku's body. It's not a huge amount of contact, but running at that speed is enough to say that's quite a cynical foul in a really progressive part of the pitch.
Michael Oliver there didn't immediately brandish the yellow. He thought, what have I seen? Yeah, I've seen the free kick.
No, he's top referee, isn't he? I think. Very good referee.
Gets his critics, they all do.
Yeah.
Who'd be a referee, eh?
Gets some wrong.
Yeah,
of course he does. Of course he does.
Do you never make a mistake at centre-back?
Yeah. Many. That's how you learn.
But when I commentated on you, I always used to say it was a bobble of a ball.
You never made a mistake.
No. Coming up 50 years now, mate. There's been plenty, I can tell you.
Get the odd name wrong. Or...
Yeah. Here's Szoboszlai. That's one for a start. Ekitike. Oh, my son lives in Budapest. I asked him last weekend how to pronounce it. We've all been getting it wrong, apparently. Here's Vitz.
Well, go on then.
No, I'm not. he gave me the Hungarian pronunciation. I'm not even going to attempt it. Here's Vitz.
We'll stick with Szoboszlai.
Yeah, Szoboszlai. And Kirkes. He played in those Hungary games recently. 1-1, 1-0. The next one was a 0-0 against Greece. Good atmosphere that night. Terrible game.
City really getting nice and high up the pitch. Cherki really pushing up with Haaland to add that extra body, to not allow Liverpool to find that pass. But the beauty for Liverpool is if they can find it, if his team can find that little clever over-the-top breaker line, as we've already seen in this game, it's relatively open because City are pressed all the way in. He's given Ekitike, Salah, Wirtz opportunities to get at their back four. He's confident.
Liverpool 50-50 possession with Manchester City, who rightly thought looks for Doku offside. Stuart Burt is the assistant on this near side, Tim Wood on the far. Yeah, when I started this job, Matthew, you didn't know assistants' names, they were a Mr. The referee was always a Mr. Mr. J. Taylor. Jack Taylor, World Cup final referee.
You just said the Lino.
Lino, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't call him that these days.
No, they're a referee's assistant.
Here's Gomez. Jones. Ekitike. Who took the tumble off the ball there? Kirkes in the centre-forward position. Might have bumped himself actually there. He's just walking back very gingerly. Here's Wirtz. Oh, he's off now, Kirkes. Look. And Salah. Szoboszlai. Salah. Jones back to goal. Trying to lever it back. Ekitike.
Wow, big chance. It's great defensive play from Rodri. He turns round, furious with his teammates. He thinks there's not enough players in that area of the pitch. He reads it there, has that touch, and it just sits up. I mean, that is not far away. Lovely clean hit. Oh, half a foot over the crossbar.
He was brought in as a backup to Isak, wasn't it? But the Isak thing has gone horribly wrong with the injury and so on. He hoped to get him back today for this game. Ollie Slot was saying before, and he's not on the bench, but might be for PSG in the week.
Yeah. He started the season well, Ekitike, didn't he? But it's just not really hit that rhythm. I think they're just questioning here whether that's a handball from Semenyo. He thinks he's going out of play here, and look, he just grabs it.
Ekitike beginning to warm up again now. Van Dijk to Konate. Van Dijk instruction pointing at the back. Szoboszlai. Salah's out wide. Oh, lovely cross ball into Ekitike. Jones. Offside Ekitike.
And that ball from Konate was the one, that line-breaking pass created that little opportunity there. It was into Wirtz, who's always looking in that little number 10 pocket.
Doesn't matter if it's the great opponents from his days in charge across the city. He loves the game of football. Here's Kirkes. Ian Rush alongside Sekeni. Kenny Dalglish, one of the best British players I've ever had the privilege to commentate on. Right up there. Now O'Reilly. Doku flying. Oh, inaccurate. Sloppy, careless with the ball, but it's a corner.
I didn't quite see what that was from Doku. Great position, but it's just the decision making in these areas is so key for these wide players. He wants that cut back to the edge of the box, which I understand, but there's no Man City player there. Good cover from Szoboszlai though.
Third corner of the game for Manchester City. Doku and Cherki out there. Bernardo Silva. Here's O'Reilly. Doku, yard of space, pokes it into the middle. Van Dijk did well. On the shoulder of Haaland.
That's a better ball in.
Rodri. Might have been pulled back by Ekitike. Doku. I think he felt that O'Reilly might have strayed offside. Here's Silva. That's why he held it up, Doku. Now Cherki. Semenyo. To run Kirkes. Lovely cross. And the goalkeeper needed to save. Doku. Did it first time inaccurately, and Liverpool get it away very tidily too. Wicked ball in from the right-hand side, pushed away by the keeper.
And there's a whipped cross from Semenyo. Nothing flashy here, just a touch and a cross. Parried away from the goal. Mohamedashvili gets enough distance on it just to put it far enough away.
Half an hour played. Couldn't pick a winner of this at this stage, could
No,
you?
very even. Liverpool have done pretty well, actually, I will say. They look like they've got the capabilities to hurt Manchester City.
Manchester City second in the Premier League, 9 points off Arsenal, game in hand. Arsenal still have to come here. Liverpool fifth, 5 points off. Villa 6 points off Manchester City and a point above Chelsea in the chase for Champions League football. Fifth place should be enough, with England getting the extra position through the coefficient table. And if one of the English teams left in it wins it and doesn't finish in the top 5, we could have 7. We could have 6, I should say. Here's Cherki and Haaland. Doku. Back 2 minutes run away. There is a scenario where England could get another one as well if English club wins the Europa Cup.
Yep. Just a little bit too much pace on that pass there from Cherki. Nice idea. I think both teams having to work hard to break the other one down, certainly in and around the 18-yard box. Both teams defending pretty well.
And a couple of if, buts and nearlies, haven't we? Again by Kusanov. He's not the tallest, he's a 6-footer, 6'1", but gets up well. Rodri forces his way beyond Wirtz and tripped him.
He can run, Kusanov, can't he? You're right, he's not the biggest centre-back, but he makes up for it with pace as well, which I think is key for that City backline. Since losing Kyle Walker, who, let's face it, got him out of jail so many times with that unbelievable pace from the right-back position, I think he just fits that bill a little bit more.
Wasn't the best of passes forward there by Gay. Here's Ekitike. Real good strength there, frees Kirkes. Wirtz is in the middle, Salah further across. And again, impressive right-back play by Matheus Nunes. Who's that, yellow for Rodri?
Yeah, I think so. Just from the foul as it came after there. And just a grab of the shirt. I mean, he gets away from him, as you mentioned, with good strength, Ekitike, but Rodri trying to foul him. It's a senseless yellow, really.
I think his frustrations this season were really shown in that Bodo Glimt game when he got himself sent off.
Agreed. Agreed. He just looks frustrated.
Robert Gomez again hurled a long way in there. Gravenberch back to Curtis Jones, and Gomez had to retreat to get to the ball. It's a lovely ball forward. Van Dijk with a set-up, and it's going to be cleared away here by O'Reilly. I wonder if Virgil van Dijk could have had a touch and maybe go himself there. Yeah,
maybe. I mean, I think it's a really nice touch from him, to be honest, but again, just that edge in the box, that anticipation, that striker that's going to sense that the ball's going to pop and drop at that place. Ekitike just on his heels a little bit there.
Backheeled it there to Gravenberch, and now Curtis Jones again. He's trying to backheel. They've overplayed that, and now Cherki will look to Nunes. 2 Liverpool strikers in the stand would have anticipated that last move, Dalglish and Rush.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's just that instinct of being on the move, isn't it? I don't think Van Dijk's touch was bad. It was quite a clever little kind of backheel.
Rodri found by Cherki. Quicker here from Manchester City. O'Reilly, Doku ahead of him down that left-hand side. Haaland through the middle. Semenyo to the right-hand side. Now Bernardo Silva. Liverpool retreating again. Look how quickly they've got, what, 3-6-9 back. Gehi. Rodri shoot by the crowd. And he does, belatedly. O'Reilly's first to it. And that's a corner.
Well, I think once Rodri gets it, if he's going to shoot, he's got to do it earlier. I think the crowd were right, shoot. But he just has that little delayed touch and allows the block to come out.
I bet he's hating being up in that stand.
I bet. You can tell, can't you, that facial expression. He's desperate because he's such an energetic coach in that technical area.
He's not calling up a pizza there, by the way. In comes Cherky's corner away by Van Dijk. And now Bernardo Silva. Determined run. Drew defenders towards him, Semenya. Rodri. Nunes will get a chance here to get a shot away. O'Reilly, was he fouled on the turn? It's a penalty. Van Dijk brings him down. Despite the protest, the penalty is given.
Well, I have to say, my initial thoughts were penalty. Virgil van Dijk arguing with Michael Oliver, but that swivel there, the foot of Van Dijk, and O'Reilly's on the move. It's a clever touch. He sees the contact and he just shields the ball. The left foot of Van Dijk coming in just there. It's enough of a trip with that movement from O'Reilly. I think Michael Oliver, very clear view as well. Right on top of it.
Manchester City players protecting the penalty spot. And it will be Erling Haaland to take it. 9 goals in 11 FA Cup appearances in England, but none this season. And he won the trophy in 23. 30 goals in all this season for the club in 43 games. The club and country, 43 goals.
It's unbelievable. And that's him not, you know, a lot of people say he's not firing on all cylinders and he's still producing numbers like that.
Still looks tense. Haaland to give Manchester City the lead, and does so, putting Mamarashvili the wrong way. Manchester City 1, Liverpool 0 in this quarter-final.
The one thing that's very clear is that you never look at this man and think he doesn't enjoy scoring goals, whether it's a penalty, a header, a tap-in, it doesn't really matter. He is a goal scorer, and he just loves it. Cracking penalty, very simple, in the bottom corner. City are underway.
I know he protested. I'll come to you on that one in a minute. Let's look at the penalty again. Stuck away nicely.
It was. Good finish, little stutter just to send Mahamashvili here. Little pause button just there. Can see he's going, he strokes it into that bottom corner. Big goal. This is a very even start to this game.
Big moment for Van Dijk as well. I know he protested, but you were a centre-half yourself. You'd know, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Really deep in your heart.
Yeah, I think I can understand why you would protest. I would, for sure. But I don't think he's got a protest there. I think there's enough of movement from O'Reilly. The touch was away from him, the leg comes out. It's good play from City. And O'Reilly again, I mean, he's a left-back, JP, and he's in that position. Just shows you his mindset and the fact that he is an attacking midfield player.
And he's scored in every game they played against Liverpool this season now, Haaland. In the 3-0 here and in the 2-1 at Anfield. And here's Bernardo Silva.
Well, they've got a big challenge on their hands now, Liverpool. Because they've started pretty well, but not looked convincing enough in front of goal.
Haaland allowed to turn here, steamroll forward again. The pass didn't come into O'Reilly on the edge of the D, up from left back. Here's Ekitike as they counter. Kusanov there with him. eyes glued to the ball.
Yeah. And that's his mobility, the ability to shift his feet, change direction. Does it really well.
It's not just speed over 5 yards, 10 yards, it's speed to switch your feet, shuffle your feet.
Absolutely, just there, shift the direction, drop one way, spin out, your hips out to go the other way, and do it quickly against players that are quick running at you with the ball. It's always hard for a centre-back to do that if you're of a big stature, but he does it really well. He's kind of set up for that.
It must be terribly hard when you realise that might be the first thing that goes as you get older.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're just in decline, not to be too depressing.
Look at the number of attempts in 40 minutes, 12 in all. Thoroughly entertaining first half.
City look good though, don't they? I think they're a team in a good moment. April, that's the month where you want to be playing well, isn't it? As a top team, and I think you could say that about Manchester City at the moment.
And if they do beat Chelsea away and Arsenal at home in forthcoming league games, then Arsenal have one slip-up. You never know.
Don't forget, the Champions League is playing a big part in this title race for me. The fact that City have got no Champions League now, what an advantage that is. And Arsenal away at Sporting on Wednesday, and then again the midweek after, right before they play them. You'd fancy Manchester City in that game here, wouldn't you?
Liverpool have PSG on Wednesday, away from home. Here's Gay. Doku on the outside of Gomez. Needed Szoboszlai to double up. He's played at right back this season, of course. And Bradley out injured. Gay with the switch. Lovely take by Cherki, beautifully done. Nunes with the cross, too much loft on it. Gomez gets it away. Gay's pushed up very high on that left-hand side, hasn't he?
He's got the freedom to go all the way in, make a gamble, press right into midfield. Because they're so dominant in this part of the pitch, City, their press has been excellent. They're really suffocating Liverpool.
Rodri, the team that were deserved winners of the Carabao Cup, the English League Cup, in the last game against the Arsenal. Nunes and then Semenyo. Goes again, really well played, lofts it to the far post. O'Reilly's in there. Doku plays back to Rodri. Cherki tried a little trick.
What's interesting is Haaland had just pulled out into the little backheel position there. I think he was expecting Cherki just to see him and backheel that ball into him. Well, they look confident, City. They really are on the front foot here.
I did commentate on the game when he produced that wonderful Rabona.
Yeah.
At Sunderland, I think it was at home.
That's
was it
right.
3-0?
That's right.
Wonderful, wonderful moment, wonderful goal. And I interviewed Pep afterwards, and he said you wouldn't see Messi do it. He said you wouldn't do it because he might have given the ball away.
Yeah.
And he just brought him bang, slap back down to earth.
Yeah, he loves the simple things at a high class level, doesn't he?
Oh, Doku in behind, little push, says the referee on Joe Gomez.
Well, I'm not sure about that. Your natural instinct there is to put your arm up. You're going to make contact. You see the penalty shout again. I don't think you can argue it. Definitely can't argue that.
And he's gone down for the dressing room chat at half-time. Given so much to Liverpool over the years, Virgil van Dijk, 364 games. And just about everything you can do. Champions League, World Club, Championship, and so on. League Cup, FA Cup. And under pressure there. Incredible to think he is under pressure, having lifted the league title as the manager last season. Gravenberg, very, very deep.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it's the kind of point or position of Liverpool. It's almost just like where the team's at the moment. I think is applying the pressure to Slot. I think people can accept the fact that he might not win the league again this year, but it's the manner of the performances, isn't it, that I think is raising those questions.
Tika couldn't keep it in play. Into those 2 minutes of stoppage time you can see in the top left of your picture. Had some strange, especially first half of the season. What they lost 9 games, including the Community Shield against Crystal Palace, before really the winter had set in. O'Reilly and Van Dijk just got there, and Curtis Jones has covered a lot of ground today. Semenyo with the challenge. And he hasn't had the best of seasons, Curtis Jones. Started a game, I don't think, since mid-January. Came on early against Brighton for the injured Ekitike, and Wirtz moved up to a front two. He's disappeared out of the game here, hasn't he, Wirtz? He's there. Coming towards Kerkez now.
I don't think Szoboszlai's been in the game either, has he? I mean, they haven't got these players into the game, Liverpool, and I think that's the big criticism.
Manchester City have been at them, haven't they, all the way through?
Yeah.
Cherki. From behind. Great cross, Haaland. Lovely goal, beautiful cross by Semenyo, but the ball to him was sublime. And Haaland has 2, and so do Manchester City. Crucial time. 3 minutes into first half, stoppage time.
And that is a top piece of play, no doubt about it. And it's been coming since he scored the penalty. They have looked like they want to put this game to bed, and this goal may well do that for City. Lovely run, timing of it, release of the pass. Look at the movement from Haaland. Konate spins away, he knows he's got done. Just hasn't reacted. It's quick, it's incisive. Semenyo has just been a delight on this side, and look at the quality of the header. I mean, he's got a bit of work to do here, Haaland. It's not as straightforward as what you think. He's under pressure from Konate, and he has got exactly the right purchase on that ball. What a header, right in the far corner. It's a top goal.
How can a team that looked so bad against Real Madrid away 4 games ago look so good today? And you can see Arne Slot saying, keep your heads up. Difficult from this stage for Liverpool now.
Horrible timing as well of the goal.
Half-time at the Etihad, Manchester City 2 to the good. The penalty for Haaland after O'Reilly was fouled by Virgil van Dijk, and then the header 3 minutes in. Just it'd be just like football for Mo Salah to explode into this second half with a hat-trick for Liverpool. Off we go then, Manchester City in the sky blue and white, kicking from right to left. Lots of empty seats as people come back in from the concourses around the ground. And their half-time refreshments. Here's Salah. And he's fouled. Brilliant new development behind the goal to your left-hand side, by the way. Where they're going to have music bands and so on. It's going to be used through the week as well, I gather. So a big asset for the club, as he, of course, has been since joining in 2022 from Borussia Dortmund 156 goals ago. Rodri. Here's Bernardo Silva. Follow up on my point, Matt. How long do you, if it stays 2-0 or even gets worse for Liverpool, how long do you think it'll be before Arne Slot thinks about Wednesday?
Yeah, there will come a point, won't there? Because, you know, that's a huge game for Liverpool, because they've got to keep their season alive. And really, they may only be doing that within the Champions League. So, yes, I think that will start to become a factor. I think the opening 15 minutes of this half is going to be key to how he sees the game.
Kujanov's hands on there with Wirtz. Very much so.
They've both got a piece of each other there, haven't they? Wirtz has got plenty of his shirt too.
He rarely betrays any emotion, the 22-year-old Uzbekistani. Come back from playing for them against Venezuela, I think it was, went to penalties. Here's Jones. And now Salah, that's brighter, that's buzzier. Gomez, alright, he scuttled across, got there. Jones buffeted him.
Well, I don't see how that can be a foul, though, to be honest. I think Slot's not completely happy with that either. I mean, how does he get out of the way of this? They're both going for the ball, just a little bit of kind of momentum as they're coming into each other. Yeah, not too happy with that one, is he?
He's been displeased all the way through the game with the referee's performance. He's only seen it the way of Liverpool, of course, seen it through red-tinted goggles, as they say. As all managers always do, see it their way. I actually think that Michael Oliver's had a super game, but everyone has their varying opinions of a referee. Here's Bernardo Silva. I don't think that was a free kick.
No, I think he's called the key moments right in the terms of the 2 penalty decisions. I don't think that's a free kick, no. He's right to be frustrated about that, but the penalty shouts I can't look at and say I think he got them wrong. I think he's bang on with them.
Here's Rodri. Liverpool's players start playing against 11 plus the referee as well, though. Be in a little bit of trouble. Bernardo Silva. Rodri and Bernardo Silva, just keep it ticking over. Maintaining the tempo of the game as Manchester City want it to be played. Now O'Reilly. Rodri. Again in space. Too much space here for Bernardo Silva, surely. And goodness me, there's one for your diary. Make a note of it. Bernardo Silva. He's saying he's muttering as well.
Yeah, he can't believe it. Misplaced the pass. I mean, Doku's pacey, but he ain't quite that quick. Gave him a lot to do.
450 games for Manchester City, Bernardo Silva. He's been a league ever present for that man this season. So his contract was up. They want him to stay. He's already said, way back he knows what he's going to do. Here's Cherki in behind. Semenya to settle the tie! Manchester City 3, Liverpool 0. Liverpool carved wide open.
Well, the only thing Liverpool had to rely on here was the assistant referee hopefully putting his flag up. And he hasn't. He's kept it down, much to their delight. And Manchester City now running away with this cup tie.
Well, he's been terrific since joining. That's his 8th goal for the club in 17 games from a Liverpool throw.
Yeah, timing of the run spot on, look. Weight of the pass. Cherki's been superb, hasn't he, really, in terms of his understanding of that position. But what about the finish? Talk about a player who's adapted to come into this club and just carried on that form. It's just a beautiful finish. Gets it absolutely spot on. The lift, the contact on the ball. Mamardashvili, not overly convincing, I will say, in terms of set and ready to make that save, but City a class above Liverpool at the moment.
You get a chance to see another replay of that. Just look at the positioning of Kirkos, by the way. He's appealing for, he stayed up, he's appealing for offside, and you see the glance as Virgil van Dijk looked across. You have to say, where were you?
Where are you?
Yeah. Here's Konate. Nightmarish start of the second half for Liverpool.
Well, back to your question on when does Slot look to Wednesday. Well, it can't be far from his thoughts now, can it?
When does he start thinking of change, and when do Liverpool start thinking of change for Arne Slot, who could well have to win the Champions League to stay on a job, unless there's a miracle in this game. But here's Salah, who has provided many miracles over the years, poked it, and it's saved by Trafford. Important save as well. Gomez. Ekitike will give chase and keep it in. Konate. And Jones. Gomez. Salah back to him. Slipped off his toes. It's tidy for Manchester City. Cherki will go again. Szoboszlai gave up the ghost there completely. Cherki looks for Semenyo, and had he not had the heavy touch, it could have been 4.
That's brilliant from him. Liverpool might have gave up the ghost, but he didn't. What a spot as well. Fired that pass in to Semenyo. Shame he couldn't just take it with his first touch.
Well, I commentated on their league defeat at Brighton, where I thought 3 or 4 Liverpool players, their energy levels dropped dramatically in the second half. Again, Szoboszlai there, he's not really chasing back, is he? Cherki, this could get nasty for Liverpool. Brilliant scoop, looks for Haaland on the hat-trick, and guarded by Jones.
Yeah, they don't look disinterested in getting more City either, do they? It's not one of those, now with 3-0 up, right, we'll just have a bit of a rest. And that phone is hot to his ear.
Yep, message from downstairs. London's perhaps. Now this is Szoboszlai, who has had a wonderful season. I think he's a genuine candidate for Footballer of the Year. Semenyo goes for the outrageous.
Well, it says where his headspace is at, to have a little look up there. Always too much height on it. It's going to take too long to come down, but Manchester City are not done yet.
And Trafford had to react. 14 games now this season for him. The cup keeper. Vitz to Szoboszlai. And here's Konate. The heaviest defeat this season was 4-1 against PSV in the Champions League. They lost a couple of previous games to that against Manchester City in the league, and you remember Nottingham Forest beating them as well at Anfield. They've had very good days this season, but they've had too many of the horrors for a Liverpool football club. Here's Vitz. And Gravenberch. All the way through to Salah. It's just not happening for it.
Leaning back for that one. Takes it nice and early. Good spot from Gravenberch to roll it out there, but not over top of the ball. Here's the one from Murray. This one's better, because at least he's decisive with his play there. Sees the opportunity, tries to spin it into that bottom corner. It's a good save from Trafford, who hasn't had that much to do.
He's been a Liverpool great. 8 trophies since joining 9 years ago. 255 goals, 3rd in the club's all-time scoring list. Their record Premier League scorer. Can't take it away from him what he's done. And he's already announced that he's leaving. Here's Rodri. He's playing the first game for his club since 18th of March, had a muscle strain. Here's Rodri. And O'Reilly. Well in command. O'Reilly and Doku.
That is super football from Manchester City there. Lovely play.
Oh, O'Reilly's in here. Liverpool statuesque. Haaland! Hackett! Manchester City 4, Liverpool 0. It's turning into a cruise for Manchester City through to yet another semi-final. And Liverpool look beaten and Liverpool look bedraggled.
They are absolutely tearing Liverpool to pieces at the moment. What a team goal that is from Manchester City. I touched on how good the build-up was to the point of where Haaland takes the shot, but it is football at its best. It really is. Look here, the passes through the back. I will say the pressure from Liverpool's nowhere near good enough. The organisation is poor, but don't City half take advantage. Beautiful football, timings of the run again. Gomez not aware of the movement from O'Reilly. Van Dijk on his heels, Haaland on the move. Little check there's beautiful, just to create the space, and then the finish off the crossbar. It's a stunning team goal, but Liverpool so passive, making it too easy for his team to just carve them open again.
His 11th hat-trick as a Manchester City player. And people have questioned him this season. Question a man who has 34 goals for his club now in 44 games. And in this particular competition over the years, 12 and 12 ties.
Well, you said this could get nasty for Liverpool. I think it's there now. I think this is nasty, and we're 57 minutes into the game. And there's more to come here.
They're doing the Poznan behind that goal, and Liverpool fans are leaving. They've seen enough, and I'm seeing on social media one or two question marks also about the future of Arne Slot. One supporter is suggesting if they lose again to PSG midweek, he has to go. I don't think that'll be the case at all. Liverpool aren't a football club like that. But this could be a significant day for him. Konate, there have been question marks about him all season. Gravenberch here to Ekitike.
Well, two of the goals, both centre-backs in Liverpool, just get done by Haaland. It's too bright, too alive in the box.
That's clever looking for Salah. Here's Gomez. He totally lost his bearings for that last one, didn't he? Szoboszlai been very, very quiet. Curtis Jones, industrious. Here's Salah. Jones has won it back, Salah wants it. Tries a little spin, he's been brilliant there. Mo Salah goes again. Oh, nothing's happening for him.
Look at the City shirts back in there, though. I have to say, they have been far superior in terms of the energy in this game. Has been excellent from Manchester City. 4 players back there to snub Mo Salah out.
Cherki pursued by Szoboszlai, cuts it around the corner. Loved it, a little bit of showboating. Then you might find a grim-faced manager in the dressing room afterwards. Cherki. Frimpong's going to come on for Liverpool. Savinho and Nico Gonzalez going to come on for Manchester City, it seems. Here's Doku. Okay, listen to the City fans.
We've got half an hour to play. Well, this is the type of feel of the last 5 minutes of the game, isn't it?
Very decisive. Crumpling defeat for Liverpool. 68% possession in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's not been the response that Arne Slot sent his team out early from half-time to get out onto the pitch and be ready. It's not the way he saw this second half going.
On comes Savinho for Rodri, for Doku. And Rodri's going to go off for Nico Gonzalez, so it's like for like. Nico Gonzalez Gomez, central midfielder, signed from Porto just over a year ago. Frimpong comes on for Liverpool for Joe Gomez, who was beginning to look a little bit bedraggled back there.
Yeah, I think that's part of the... He just looked gone, didn't he? Couldn't move, didn't react, looked very fatigued, understandably, really. So that switch makes a lot of sense for Liverpool.
Rocking that little one to sleep, perhaps. But he or she will be told the tale in years to come of the day they beat Liverpool by 4 or more in the FA Cup. We'll wait and see. Here's Kusanov. Well, just taken out of the path of Haaland by Semenyo.
That was trouble. I mean, that could have easily gone a different direction, that.
He's made a couple of bulldozing runs, has Haaland. Ekitike, foul penalty. A moment of joy for Liverpool, the foul by Matheus Nunes.
Yeah, I don't understand the tackle here at all. No idea what he's thinking there, Nunes. Not going to win the ball. And it's okay, because you've got done for the pace, but then you don't need to step across and commit to the tackle. You're not going to get there.
Well, he's suffered a few tortures today, hasn't he? Heavy touch in the first half. Wide, not too long ago. He had the one bright one that was saved. This is the man who has scored in every other FA Cup tie he's played. 8 in 16 ties, that's the ratio. Said this week he was leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. That chapter's closing. And misery from the spot. And he couldn't reach the return ball in from Szoboszlai. And Mo Salah has not had an afternoon to remember.
It just didn't feel good in the build-up to that penalty, did it? I mean, my gut was telling me that he wasn't going to score that. It just didn't feel right. His facial expression, how the game's gone. It's not a surprise to me that Trafford makes that save. It's a good save, but he just guesses the right way and was comfortable once he'd gone.
Sad day for me, though, and I expect you feel the same, Matthew. He's a player that's given so much joy.
Yeah, absolutely. It is sad to see, but he's been performing in this manner for a fair while now.
Frimpong races onto it. Salah looks for it. He'll be desperate as well. Proud man. I remember interviewing him on stage when he won the Football Writers Association Football of the Year. Again, very modest, humble man.
I've been really impressed with James Trafford, though. He's looking very confident in the City goal. It'll be very easy for him to get downbeat on how his season's gone, but it's a brilliant save from Salah. He goes early. It's not a horrendous penalty. I suppose the height is pretty comfortable. He strikes it cleanly, but he just reads it all the way, Trafford. Really good anticipation from the young keeper and comfortable save.
There's 5 penalty saves he's made in his senior career, and 15 spot kicks he's faced. 1 every 3 he's saved. That's a very, very decent record, that.
He's playing well. He's really looking like the goalkeeper that can take over the jersey.
Check. Bernardo Silva, they want more. Still 25 minutes to go. Liverpool already 3 more substitutions. McAllister's down there. And Rio Ngamoa's down there. Gakpo as well. I have to think again. Was Gravenberch injured? Or no, he's okay.
No. Gonzalez just caught him a little bit late on that last challenge.
Curtis Jones. Desperate day for Liverpool. Gravenberch pulled back by Bernardo Silva, and that'll be a yellow card. It's a cheap one at this stage as well.
He's been hot on those fouls today. No leniency with players grabbing shirts or trying to stop players that are just past them. Rightly so in many ways.
On comes McAllister. Alexis McAllister. TK is departing. So too Wirtz. Gravenberch has gone off for McAllister. So 3 changes, not with a dream, I think, of altering this tie now. They're realistic enough to know it's gone. We have seen miracles, but I don't think on the way they're playing it's going to happen. But I think this is more with Wednesday in mind. Salah stays on. And it would be horrible to see him being taken off.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah, it would. I think he's got some interesting decisions to make for his team selection Wednesday, though, hasn't he? Arne Slot, I think he's got to get that right. And I'm not too sure what that best team looks like.
Here's Frimpong. Engamo has been so bright in his roles this season. He's got great pace. Frimpong's done well to the byline. It needed to be headed away. It was by Nunes.
Yeah, really good. Piece of wing play that. Frimpong just using pace and directness, ability to go past players and just hang that ball up at the back post. First corner of the game for Liverpool.
Szoboszlai will take. Van Dijk is in there wearing 4. Gakpo just outside the 6-yard area. And Haaland gets it away. It's a great roar from the fans. Kirkes beaten fairly easily by Savinho.
It's just far too easy for Savinho there, wouldn't it? Just that turn of pace and ability just to leave Kirkes for dead there. And I said at the start, in the build-up to this game, the physicality, I think Liverpool have struggled to come to terms with this season. I don't think they've matched teams well enough in the physical battle, in strength and running capabilities. It's not been there from this team. We've seen it again today.
Kirkes, confirmation of the yellow card for the earlier incidents. He's got a bit of a hangdog expression about him today as well. We know he's got talent. He showed that at Bournemouth and beforehand when he was at Alkmaar and in the young side there as well, the under-21 team. I don't think people should underestimate how big a step it is joining a club like Liverpool and what is acceptable as a player in a red shirt, what isn't acceptable. Here comes another substitution. This is Reiner's coming on and Cherki's going to go on. And there's Phil Foden coming on as well. Probably give Semenyo a rest, I would think. Oh, they love him here, don't they? They absolutely adore him. Yeah, going back to that point, what you need to do is to be a Liverpool player.
Yeah, I think there's certainly a different requirement. As we have a little look at this finish, I mean, it's just class, isn't it? What a class act he's been since arriving at this club. And you're talking about Kirkes making that transition. Well, he's done it, Semenyo, and he's done it with ease. I look at Kirkes and I think he's changed physically as well, JP. He looks like he's put on more bulk. You know, he might have been in the gym to get stronger, but it's not made him a better athlete on the pitch. I don't see him getting up and down. The way he used to get up and down the wing for Bournemouth, I haven't seen that in a Liverpool jersey. And that shift of direction we were talking about that's so important is a yard off it. And I just think physically he's not matching it at the moment.
Go out wide. Salah's playing in the more central position now that Engamo has come on the right-hand side. Engamo very much part of Liverpool's future. But well, he's still 17, isn't he? Mo Salah has been the star of the past, but only weeks to go now for him in the red of Liverpool. Konate. Ingmoa. Frimpong. And he's had a settling in year, and in many ways a transitional year for Liverpool, starting with the tragic death of Jota, which really affected them more deeply than I think anyone felt at the time. Here's Konate. Ingmoa can go either side. He's forced a corner there off Foden. You're making a Phil Foden situation.
Well, it's just bizarre second half of the season, hasn't he? Barely played, right out of form. Was very streaky before that, but had a good run of probably 8 games where he looked top again, and then has fallen right off it. And Pep's not slow to drop him.
Someone in that Manchester City dugout area was quite quick to respond to what he was doing there. I know Ekitike is his mate from French under-21 and senior football, but it's not something you do wear an opponent's shirt in a dugout with 18 minutes to go.
I think whoever that was very quick to see that. Yeah. And he acknowledged it as well, in fairness to Cherky.
He looks glum, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Salah. Bernardo Silva, and here's Haaland on the charge, drops his shoulder and goes, and lays it forward. Reinders.
You mentioned Bernardo Silva there in that build-up. He is behind everything, isn't he, this Manchester City team? What a performance again today from him, just operating, ticking over in that midfield area. We're not bellowing his name all the time, are we? But the work he gets through, I tell you what a valuable player.
Love to see his stats at the end. We made a remark when he misplaced that one pass. I can't remember him misplacing another one.
No, he is like clockwork.
Gakpo. Ingmoa. O'Reilly did well.
He read it, didn't he? Just tried to shut off that avenue as quick as he could and gets his body shape perfect.
Really did well. Can he be a top-class international left-back? He's only, let's not forget, Nico O'Reilly's just turned 20, 21. Scratch of the head. Nunes looked for the pass forward to Reinders, who's very advanced. Now McAllister. I don't think he started because, as we were talking before the game, he'd had 2 games with Argentina, against Mauritania and against Zambia.
I think he starts otherwise, doesn't he?
Yeah. And he goes for goal, McAllister, and it was veering, and that's the best from Liverpool for a while. Reinders for Manchester City. Foden top of your picture, then Haaland, then Bernardo Silva. Here's Savinho. Nico Gonzalez. Jeopardy in the game has long gone.
Is he even a player, McAllister, who you feel Liverpool are getting the best out of? I mean, it's interesting where they play him. I mean, you would have watched him a lot at Brighton as that attacking number 10, which I loved. I loved him in that role. And another £100 million roughly outlay for Liverpool. I know they've won a title with him in the team, but I don't know where I quite see him in that team, JP, in his best position.
Goes Haaland. His day is done. A chance for a standing ovation. Another hat-trick, 3 more mighty goals for the mighty man. Marmoush comes on.
Quite a way to impact the FA Cup this season, isn't it, for the first time? With a hat-trick against Liverpool at home.
Marmoush has got 2 goals in his 2 ties in the competition this season. And a sad sight, Mo Salah trudges out of the FA Cup for the last time. Not his day. A couple of missed, scuffed opportunities, and the penalty squandered as well. And you would imagine, unless he makes a miraculous return to English football, that was it for him in this competition.
I mean, they were Liverpool's 2 best chances, weren't they? One in the first half, certainly, and then obviously the penalty.
And I don't think anyone really, any football neutral or any decent football fan would have enjoyed seeing that.
No, absolutely not. I mean, and it's hard to know when the time is, isn't it? And I think that was a big debate at this time last year, wasn't it? And the club committed to him, he then committed to the club, he ended up staying, and you know, on reflection, you'd say that's probably a year too long for him producing his best football for this great team. And it's hard to know that at the time.
McAllister might have had his shirt being tugged there. They have played him in a box midfield formation. They have played him in a diamond formation, and they can't get back here, Liverpool. Savigno looking for Marmoush on the shoulder of Van Dijk. A wearied look, a puff of the cheeks. And inside, that non-committal look is a very proud man, I would think. Oh, I think there was a bit of a smile. I think just a bit of a smile crept out then.
Just creeping out.
Kuzinov. Savigno. On the bench for the League Cup final was Savigno. Bernardo Silva took his tally of trophies to the club to 18. Curtis, Szoboszlai, and now Frimpong. Liverpool playing for pride. 11 minutes to go, a little bit more. Chiesa was the man who came on for Salah, as you saw. He's there on the penalty spot. It's Konate. Ingamoa. McAllister tried to steer it back to him, and Foden up and running. And he gave away possession. He'll try and win it back. A free kick here for Liverpool, whose fans have drifted away in their hundreds. Painful for them, those who've stayed to watch. It's their heaviest defeat of the season. He comes up, free kick on by Gakpo, comfortable save. Easily saved, but he's dealt with anything that's come to him very well, James Trafford.
I think he can be really pleased with his last few weeks, Trafford. Carabao Cup final was very assured. Made a very good early save, good distribution with his feet as well in that game, which is a key part, isn't it, of playing for the top team.
Szoboszlai made his debut for England in the recent break against Uruguay as well, Trafford. Got a chance of going to the World Cup finals.
I think so. I think so. And you know, he came back to Manchester City hopeful to play the full season, didn't he? And then Donnarumma signed afterwards, which would have been a real hammer blow for him, but
that's Ngamo, who's done well. So did Nunes, who got up above Gakpo to head it away. Van Dijk. Here's Kirkis. Szoboszlai. McAllister. Manchester City quite happy to let them have the ball here. Ngamoa. And O'Reilly again defended really well for a fullback. Their eyes glued to the ball, not bewitched by the body movement.
He's a big lad as well, O'Reilly, isn't he? Must be 6'3".
6'4".
6'4". You know, you're playing full-back position. He's a real athlete. Exceptional talent.
You never used to have 6'4" full-backs, did it?
Doesn't exist, did it? Does not exist. And to be able to play there, and also for Pep to be able to look at him and think that he should play there. That to me, I find really interesting. Because you look at his makeup as a player, and you think, well, I'm not going to stick him at left-back. But he felt comfortable to, because he knows how he can adapt and how he can cope with that change of direction and the ability to match those 1v1 situations. I mean, what a schooling that is for him. When he steps into a more probably permanent midfield role, you'd see at some point maybe.
Happy man, job done. It goes from Frimpong, and now McAllister foraging for it. Van Dijk. Game at walking pace. Liverpool would have got as the old football saying goes, got a message to the coach driver: get the engine running. Here's McAllister. Nunez away. One mistake he's made in the game, and that was to give away the penalty saved by Trafford. Kujanov's played well. Bernardo Silva's been excellent. They're turning on here.
It's the only mistake I can think of from a City player, actually. They've been pretty immaculate. Clinical as well, JP, haven't they? I mean, look at the way they've taken the chances. Haaland's header, Semenyo's finish, top-class goals.
They were very good in the opening weeks of the season, weren't they, Manchester City? They've had their sticky points. A very good win at Real Madrid in the Champions League group phase. They were good in the first 3 games in the Club World Cup.
And they went off a cliff, didn't they, last season? I think the speed in which they've steadied the ship is really quite amazing, if I'm honest, because normally it takes a bit of time to build that confidence, but they're now playing like the dominant team, aren't they? They've got that mindset, they've got that organisation. The work rate is superb.
19 goals in this competition so far now. 10 against Exeter, 2 against Salford, 3 against Newcastle. Szoboszlai with the carry, Chiesa with a little ball in looking for a Gakpo. And again, without the Champions League to have to think about when it comes to semi-final time. And out here by young Savinho. It's his 30th game of the season. You have to be patient. He hasn't played since March the 11th. He had a hamstring problem, didn't he, for a while. McAllister. And here's Van Dijk. And Kerkez. Can they pull one back? Can they get something out of the game? Here's Van Dijk. Here's a question for you: is 4-0 a harsh scoreline?
No, I just think it's the clinical balance between the teams. They're miles apart. And City have shown that when they've had the build-up, they've created the chances, they take it.
Gamoa into Frimpong. 12 points adrift of Manchester City in the Premier League. And that sort of golf has been reflected in this game today. Here's Van Dijk. McAllister. And Gamoa. Certainly a bright young talent. Only his 23rd game today. A bold move to pitch him in against PSG. You'd think that McAllister would definitely start that game. Szoboszlai dwelt on it. He's been really poor compared to his high standards. That's a foul. And a yellow card. Solinho was brought down.
Yeah, those type of fouls have been the majority of yellow cards in this game. Always that area of the pitch, always a player dragging another player down unfairly when they're breaking away, just like Konate did there.
So not for Ibrahima Konate, second FA Cup winners medal. And the match in Haaland. Of course, with his hat-trick. Nathan Ake there, played at Wembley in the League Cup final. Got his medal there. Gigi Donnarumma. He's not had the bright moments of cup success this season. That's Trafford's moment. That's a foul on Szoboszlai.
This is an interesting debate, the goalkeeper one, isn't it? Should you keep playing your second choice all the way into a final? Would you be happy if you're Donnarumma and you're the #1 goalkeeper? You don't get to play in the two big cup finals that your team might be in. That's not great, is it? It's a hard one for a top coach to manage, isn't it?
Ingemar with the cross through. Kake's battled hard. Chiesa facing away from goal. And McAllister. Credit to them. They're still having a go trying to get something on the scoreboard. He's been very fluent in the second half. In fact, the physiotherapists haven't been on the pitch at all, have they, in the 90 minutes?
Nothing. Ball's barely been out of play.
Szoboszlai around the corner. Oh, it's popped up there. And well gathered by Trafford. We're about to enter the last minute of play. I'm told there'll be no stoppage time. I think he said it was his 12th hat-trick there, was it? I make it his 11th. He doesn't care about those sort of statistics. He's still not.
Yeah. 12th, 11th. I'm not sure it matters too much, does it? It's pretty phenomenal.
Engamoa.
Anyone that gets into double figures of hat-tricks of football at the top level of the game is pretty special.
312 career goals he's got now. Haaland. Here's Szoboszlai. And Jones. As Liverpool look for a consolation in the last 30 seconds. McAllister. Kirkes. Gakpo and Manchester City fans sing the song about going to Wembley again. Frimpong. Time to measure the cross, and he didn't measure it accurately. And that sort of sums up really a lot of what Liverpool's been about. And Manchester City are through to yet another semi-final, and they have created a record here today by winning an 18th home game in the competition in a row, a record that has existed